Hey everyone! Welcome to the Bold and Beautiful 24. I'm Alessio, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Bold and Beautiful, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. Liam is told of his fate when Bill gets his MRI results. At Forrester Creations, the air was thick with tension as Ridge and Taylor stood quietly in the office, reeling from the events of the past few days. They couldn't stop thinking about what had happened with Luna, how she had nearly taken Steffi's life. The fear was still fresh. As they processed it all, the door opened and Brooke walked in. Her face was somber, but there was a strength behind her concern. She knew their family had just barely dodged a tragedy. Taylor's voice was soft but steady. "We'll always be grateful to Liam," she said. "If he hadn't stepped in when he did." Brooke nodded. "He saved her. There's no question. But now Liam's the one who needs saving," Ridge finished. The three of them shifted their focus to the other pressing issue, Liam's health. The diagnosis had hit them all hard. A brain tumor that was supposedly inoperable. It was devastating, especially for Brooke and Taylor, who were thinking about how it would affect their daughters, and, even more heartbreakingly, how it would affect Kelly and Beth. Brooke frowned, voicing a worry she had been holding in. What happens if he dies while we're in Italy? What if Hope or Steffi needs us and we're halfway around the world? Ridge looked conflicted. "I don't think we should cancel yet, not until we know more. Let's wait until we hear about the MRI results. Then we'll decide." Taylor agreed. "Whatever happens, we have to stick together. Be there for our girls." Brooke gave a solemn nod. "We will." Meanwhile, just down the hall, Will and Electra were deep in their own conversation. They were still shaken by Luna's breakdown and what could have happened to Steffi. Electra praised Liam's bravery. "He's a hero," she said. "He didn't even hesitate." Will nodded solemnly. "But now he's the one in danger. It's not fair. He saved someone's life, and now he might lose his." Katie entered and overheard the end of the conversation. She joined them, and her eyes immediately filled with tears when they started talking about Liam. "It was all so unfair. He doesn't deserve this," Katie said, voice cracking. "He should be celebrating his bravery, not preparing to say goodbye." Will looked up at her. "There has to be a way to save him. Someone has to be able to help." Katie wrapped an arm around him. "I know, sweetheart. I'm not ready to lose him either." Across town, over at Bill's mansion, things were tense but hopeful. Bill was pacing, phone in hand, waiting for the MRI results. He had brought Liam home from the clinic, against the nurse's advice, but he insisted Liam needed to be in familiar surroundings. More importantly, Bill wanted Liam to see the people he loved when he woke up. Hope, Steffi, and Finn arrived not long after. As soon as Bill opened the door, they bombarded him with questions. What had happened? Why hadn't he consulted Finn before making such a huge decision? Was Liam really going to survive? Bill answered as best he could. "Grace told me there wasn't time. She said this might be our only shot. I didn't think, I just acted. I wasn't going to let my son die without trying everything." Finn was skeptical. "An experimental surgery? Outside a hospital? That's not standard care, Bill." Bill shrugged. "It worked, didn't it? He's alive. That's what matters." Despite the nurse's protests, Bill brought them all into Liam's room. He insisted that seeing familiar faces would help Liam more than anything. As Finn looked over Liam's vitals, his frown deepened. "These numbers are surprisingly good." Bill recounted how it all happened. The surgery was done quickly, with a surgeon Grace had brought in from overseas. He couldn't remember the man's name, Dr. Adhikari or something like that. The whole thing had been arranged in a matter of hours. Bill explained that the hospital wouldn't approve the treatment because it was experimental and not covered by insurance. "So we did it at the clinic," Bill said. "Grace trusted him. I trusted her." Finn shook his head in disbelief. "If it worked, this could change everything." "That's what I'm hoping for," Bill said. He reminded Finn sharply that Liam wasn't his patient. Grace had handled everything. There wasn't time to debate it. Then, a small noise caught their attention. Liam stirred and slowly opened his eyes. "Where am I?" he asked, voice hoarse. Hope moved to his side. "You're home. You had the procedure. It's over." Steffi squeezed his hand. "We're right here, Liam. You made it." Just then, Bill's phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen and inhaled sharply. "It's the MRI results," he said. Everyone went silent as Bill read the message. His eyes welled with tears. "It's gone. The mass is gone. Clean margins." Hope gasped, Steffi started crying, and Liam just looked stunned. "You're going to live," Steffi whispered. Finn looked at the results with his own eyes, still confused. It's unbelievable." Meanwhile, behind the scenes, Grace Buckingham was trying to hold everything together. She had just transferred a large sum of money, $1 million, to someone who had been harassing her for weeks. It seemed her plan had worked. For now. But how long could she keep up the lie? Grace knew that Bill, Steffi, Hope, and Finn would start asking more questions. She had faked the scans, paid off the so-called surgeon, and let everyone believe Liam had a fatal tumor. All for money, and maybe to protect her family from someone dangerous. But the truth had a way of surfacing, especially with Bridget and Finn looking into things. It was only a matter of time before the cracks started showing. Back at Forrester, Brooke, Taylor, and Ridge found themselves unexpectedly united. For once, they were all on the same side. "Liam deserves to live," Taylor said. "He's been through enough." Ridge nodded. "He's family." Brooke agreed. "And we'll do whatever it takes to help him." But even as they embraced this peaceful moment, none of them realized that a much bigger storm was just over the horizon. Because if Grace's scheme unraveled, and all signs pointed to it doing just that, everything could come crashing down. And Liam? He might be the one left picking up the pieces. Liam's surgery fallout. Does he think he's still with Hope? The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates tease Liam Spencer may experience memory loss following his upcoming surgery. When he wakes up, will he think he's still married to Hope Logan? Liam underwent a dangerous experimental procedure. B&B fans are aware that Liam opted for a risky procedure that could easily take a turn for the worse. While Liam did make it through the surgery, it doesn't guarantee he'll emerge as the same person he was prior. We're discussing a brain operation on Liam that is still in its nascent stages. The necessity of keeping everything under wraps speaks volumes about the associated risks. There's a chance that Liam might find himself in a coma for some time, before he awakens. This could provide Hope and Steffi Forrester with yet another reason to hold Bill Spencer accountable for Liam's suffering. The CBS soap could take Liam in another direction. Nonetheless, the show might steer Liam's narrative in a different direction, one that could significantly affect Hope's romantic journey with Carter Walton. When Liam believed his dire fate was unavoidable, he encouraged Hope to reconcile with Carter. He aimed to ensure that Hope had someone meaningful in her life after he was gone. Now that Liam has undergone this daunting brain surgery, we must contemplate the chance of some memory loss. While Liam's tumor could be excised, what if he experiences at least partial amnesia as a consequence? It would be fascinating if Liam awakened thinking he was still married to Hope. This has happened before when Steffi was shot and came out of a coma. The show has explored similar plots before, such as when Steffi thought Liam was still her husband after Sheila Sharp shot her alongside John Finnegan. It could be Liam's turn to wake up believing that Hope is his wife. His mind might drift back to a time when he was blissfully married to Hope, so how would she react? Initially, Hope would be taken aback, but she might eventually warm up to the idea of starting anew with Liam. Even after Liam discovers the reasons behind their marriage's collapse, he could reassure Hope that it doesn't matter to him and that he simply desires a future with her. Carter might worry about losing Hope to Liam if he gets another shot at life. This concern is heightened if Liam's memories are altered and he thinks he's still Hope's husband.